Truly valuing yourself looks like I exist. I am imperfect. I am human. I am going to mess up left and right. And yet, my value and worth is infinite, just like everyone else's. Hello, you gorgeous and sexy creature. Welcome to Practice Intimacy. This is the place to be to learn all about love, sex, and how to have the best relationships you possibly can. My name is Jami Lynn. I'm a marriage and family therapist in the Austin area. And right now, we are moving into the second week of the new year. And so I thought it might be a nice time to evaluate the kinds of goals that you intend to hold for the year. The reason I thought the second week might be a good one is because most of the time people have already gotten started with their New Year's resolutions and they've made it through that very first week of being off and everything feeling great. And now you're probably back at work, back into your routine. It is possible your resolutions are seeming a little bit more challenging now. And so having a check-in with yourself, reevaluating, okay, what actually matters? What can I actually do? I like doing it about the second week of the new year. You are welcome to join me if that sounds like something you would like. And if not, then just skip ahead to the part of the video where we do a practice instead of staying on this reflection piece. Remember to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and leave comments for me, please. As you're watching, as you're listening, if anything comes up for you that you want to share, please share it in the comments because I read all of those. I love hearing from you. But what we're going to talk about is the resolutions you have about how you want to feel in your life. So intimacy is about connecting deeply with yourself so that you can have more aliveness, more turn on, more joy, more meaning as you move through the world day in and day out. And the way to get there is by doing practices where you really value yourself and not valuing in the way that we have been taught to value ourselves, which is more about comparison and hierarchy and looking at ourselves through a lens of this quality is good and this quality is bad. So if I'm young or thin or a certain color, then those categories might be thought of as good or bad. Same for things like status, money, gender, where you are in the world, all of that, those different categories, we look at ourselves through that lens and there's a judgment rather than a true valuing of ourself. Truly valuing yourself looks like I exist. I am imperfect. I am human. I am going to mess up left and right. And yet my value and worth is infinite, just like everyone else's. And that is true. It might be strange to hear. There might be parts of you that do not believe that message yet. Stick with me. That is the whole point of practice intimacy, is helping you come to a place where you really deeply, viscerally understand that you are the most important thing in your life. And I'm not saying other people aren't important. They are the most important thing in their life. They deserve love and compassion and kindness and acceptance, just like you. And learning how to do that for yourself is the way to become really good at doing that with others also. And so today, just reflect a little bit on what do you want to do for you? What intimacy practice might be really useful in your life to start feeling this value and worth? And the tricky thing about this is if it's coming from a place of, if I do this thing, if I gain this quality, if I lose the weight, if I get the degree, whatever the thing is for you, if it's from a place of fear, unless I get this, I'm not enough, that's not the same as what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is I love myself so much that I'm going to do this awesome thing for me throughout the year because it matters and I want to do it and it feels good inside of me. And so let me give you a few examples of things that you might do. You could start a sacred sexuality practice. You could do something to help yourself feel turned on every single day and connected to whatever kind of spiritual, higher meaning experience you might have. That could be connecting to God, connecting to universe, connecting to source, connecting to nature, anything bigger than you. And when it comes to sacred sexuality practices, you use sexual pleasure as the vehicle to get you into that space. So the turn on, the bliss that comes with sexual pleasure, you just kind of ride that wave into a deeper connection with however you experience divinity, unity, cosmos. Choose whatever word works for you because everyone's different. Another thing that you could potentially do for yourself to start building intimacy would be coming into a space where you listen to your boundaries more, where you pay more attention to what's going on inside emotionally, physically, viscerally, and with your intuition, so that you have more information about what's going to feel good to you in this world, in this life, and then acting from there. A different intimacy practice might be, I want to be more connected with my partner. I want to show up with more vulnerability and less fear. I want to offer them more compassion and understanding. I want to be more courageous over the next year and be the person who invites my partner more and is willing to put myself out there and possibly get rejected in order to create more intimacy, because that's part of it. If we want to be close to others, then we risk rejection. It's always true, will always be true. Even in the best relationships, there will be little moments of disconnection and rupture and rejection. And so maybe your intimacy goal is to be more courageous. Maybe your intimacy goal is to put yourself out there more, to show up in different spaces in your life with a bigger voice, with more energy, with more passion. Or maybe you might have a physical intimacy goal. I actually do have one of these for this year, my physical intimacy goal. And physical, when I say that, I mean the physicality of your body. Sexual is separate from this one. Sexual intimacy and physical intimacy, I actually think about them as different things. And so my physical intimacy goal this year is to do a handstand really well. I want to be able to do like a strict press handstand, because right now my body does not do that. And I think it'd be super fun to get to a place where my body feels comfortable doing that. And it's a little bit of like a personal challenge, but it's also something that I actually think is good for our bodies. So in yoga, handstand is actually inversion, but handstand in particular is actually a really powerful way to focus your mind. You have to be super in tune and focused to stay up there. And then it's also a positive experience for our nervous system. When you change the direction of blood flow like that, whenever you're working against gravity in a different way, there are things that happen on a nervous system level that are really interesting. So that's my physical intimacy goal. But yours might be just to have less pain in your body, or to experience climbing a mountain for the first time, and you'll train for that. I have no idea what your physical intimacy practice might be, but think about it. And as you're hearing me list these different possibilities, what's happening inside of you? Just kind of check in. Pay attention to the space around your heart. Pay attention to the space around your gut. We actually have a lot of neurons in these two areas that communicate to our brain in order to tell us what our experience is. Feelings happen in our viscera first and then our mind second. And so pay attention. Does anything ring exciting for you? Does it bring up ideas inside of you of what you might do to become more intimate, alive, and turned on this year? And so let's just do a tiny practice to close our time together. It'll probably be 2 minutes. You can close your eyes. You can take a soft gaze down. I recommend closing your eyes and start by picturing golden light surrounding your body. When I envision this, I always see it as an egg shape, just folding all the way around me. So picture golden light encasing your body. And the purpose of that golden light is to really help you feel, connected to something greater than yourself. The way I experience it in my body is the golden light around me is a reminder of my divine mystical nature, my importance as a living entity in this world. Not better than anyone else, but just important. And then also, that golden light can help you feel a little bit more contained, feel more safe inside of your space. And so, picture that. And once you see it around you, begin to just notice yourself in space. If you're sitting or lying down, notice where you meet the surface of whatever you're making contact with. Notice air moving around you. Notice the liveliness in your body, feelings of blood moving, tingling along your skin, sensations of muscles and organs that make up your body. And then gently find your breath. When we put our focus on the breath, often it changes. So in this moment, if it changes, that's fine, but don't intentionally try and change it. Just notice your breath, be with it. Follow the natural inhale and exhale as you take in oxygen and release CO2. As you receive air and give back the air that plants and trees breathe. It's a constant cycle of receiving and giving. And take a moment as you're noticing your whole being, feeling sensations in your body, feeling the breath moving through you. Take a moment to feel the wonder and awe that you even exist. The probability of you being here on this planet is so small. It's actually a wonder that we're all here. And so just feel that reality. It is amazing that I am here, existing and experiencing life. And from this place of turn on and wonder and joy at the fact that you exist in this world that is so complex and rich and beautiful and scary sometimes and challenging and painful and incredible, start to wonder, what might you want this year to help you feel more intimate, turned on, alive in your life? Is it something that you might do physically to be more connected to your body? Is it something you might do sexually to be more connected to your pleasure? Is it some kind of ritual or practice that might connect you to a higher meaning or purpose or spiritual experience? Or maybe it's a intellectual pursuit, having greater intimacy with some kind of knowledge that really fascinates you and helps you make sense of the world, gaining greater understanding. Just notice what comes up. There's no force here. You're not trying to make an answer appear. You're just listening deeply to your internal knowing, asking yourself the question, what might I want this year to feel more intimate, to feel more connected inside myself, so that I can be in greater connection with the rest of life? Your answer may come as words. You might get a mental image. You might just get body sensations. All of that's fine. Just notice what happens when you ask the question. And then thank your system. Whether you got an answer or not, just thank your system for this moment of presence and curiosity towards yourself. Allow that golden light around you to dissipate. Before you open your eyes, just kind of feel your body in space, reorient to whatever room you're in. Maybe you're outside. And then slowly blink your eyes open, coming fully back. Okay. I hope you enjoyed that practice. I hope that you got an answer, some kind of answer. And if you didn't, truly, that actually doesn't matter. Building that muscle, I'm calling it a muscle, but really it's a neural network. Building the connective pathways in your brain that can do watching, curiosity, listening to whatever might come up happens whether you get an answer or not. Just by asking the question, you're actually helping your brain to develop the skill of listening deeply to yourself. And so whether you got an answer or not, great. You still did it. Awesome. Congratulations. You are amazing. And I hope that this does help you to kind of plan what you want for yourself throughout 2022. I'm excited to be on that journey with you. Please tell me if you feel like sharing, leave a comment. Tell me what came up for you, what you are intending to work on. And I will see you next time. Bye for now.